This video is brought to you by Squarespace. From online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is your all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Hello and welcome back to TGTV, and more specifically, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. You will judge by the background behind me and the echo and the bags under my eyes. It is silly o'clock in a car park, but more interestingly than that, I've got a new car to show you all. Ladies and gents, I welcome to you the 2020 Audi RS6. And why, I hear you ask, why on earth do I have a 2020 Audi RS6? Well, we'll go into that right now, and I will tell you all about how this car came to be, and I've also got some updates of my own to do with my garage and all the rest of it. It's going to be an informative video. We're going to have a chat. We're going to have a look around this car anyway, because this is an iconic car, and a car that I've been excited to drive for, well, months now, since they released the images of it, and then at the motor show, whenever that was, and all the rest of it. So let's have a look around and get this video going. So then, this Audi RS6 was delivered to me the other day. I've actually not had much of a chance to drive it. I've been a very, very busy bee, but this is no ordinary Audi RS6. This is actually what they call the launch edition. So the launch edition effectively is a very highly spec'd Audi RS6, starting at about £98,000 for the launch version and about £92,000 for the basic one. Why, I hear you ask, is this model a lot more expensive, and is it actually worth it? Well, yes, it is. We're going to go around some differences anyway. So off the bat then, this actually shares a lot of the stuff from the Vorsprung edition, which isn't limited. This launch edition is limited. Hopefully you're still with me. We've got these 22-inch wheels, which kind of got a brushed finish on them with gloss black in the background, and you've got red calipers in the background as well. So if you see one of these with these wheels and red calipers, chances are potentially it is a launch edition. Not only that, for your money, you get black bits throughout. You get a panoramic roof, as you can see there, huge piece of glass, and coming around the back, you also get the sports exhaust as standard, and you can tell that's the sports exhaust because they are black. Again, it has been absolutely chucking it down here. I've not had a chance to valet it, so it's just as it is, but the black exhaust there, that denotes the fact that it's got the sports exhaust. More excitingly than all of that perhaps, the top speed limiter is now 174 miles an hour as opposed to 155 miles an hour, which in the UK is of no relevance whatsoever, but it's jolly nice to know that you can do 174 miles an hour in a 2-ton estate car, should you need to. Inside the car then, you get uprated hi-fi. On the launch edition, you can see the speakers down there. Basically, there's just speakers literally everywhere. You get a customizable head-up display, which you can't actually see, and you get some other little bits and bobs to do with the nav. I think you might get a bigger screen or some heated seats or something like that. There's loads of little bells and whistles. So actually, the launch edition and the Vorsprung, for that matter as well, actually represents very, very good value. Hopefully, that's been of relative use. But I don't think you can spec one of these cars with the base wheels. I think you have to go whole hog. Personally, unpopular opinion probably, I don't like red calipers. I really don't, but most people do. So that's why they're on there. But it does look very cool, and especially the fact that it's actually bereft of chrome, pretty much bar the Audi badge there. Very nice all black grille then. Again, my one would probably lose the front plate. One of my favorite features on the car though, and I'm a bit simple, and you probably saw it a few minutes ago, hopefully it's gonna do it, is this. You gonna do it? Yeah, there we go. I mean, are we in 2020 or are we in 2020? That was ridiculous. That's like literally like a spaceship. It does it on the back as well. Again, sorry, I'm pretty simple. It does it when you lock it actually as well. Here we go. You ready? Go on, boy. Totally unnecessary, but phenomenal. We'll have it again. Go on. I mean, I could just do that all day. It's great. Absolute hell. Anyway, I think it's time to jump in the car then. We'll get her fired up and we can listen to what she sounds like. So in here then, it's actually a very, very nice place to be. We've got carbon on everything. Again, that's part of the launch edition. We've got a little cubby hole there. Under here, you've got USB slots and all the rest of it, and proper USBs as well, not USB-Cs or any of that nonsense they're putting in all modern cars. Let's fire up them. So in here then you've got this all new design flat bottom steering wheel, which I believe the RS7 has got as well. And you've got buttons and nonsense all over the wheel. Most importantly though, you've got RS mode on there. Now, I've got to say off the bat, Merc, I've got Audi beat on this. The interior in here is nice and is leagues above that of a BMW, but I've got to say it, and it's probably going to start arguments in the comments. I think Merc have got Audi beat on this one, unfortunately, everyone. You do have a huge digital display here, which you can already see, and you do have this touchscreen here as well, which I can confirm does work very, very well. And then you've got all the kind of climate control and whatnot down there, much like my Range Rover actually. You've got the nav and audio and media and whatever there, and the car stuff there. But this does actually do most things. Let's have a look in here. Let's have a look. Car in here. And you got the RS monitor here, which is quite cool. It basically gives you the temperature of everything, so we can see everything's cold. I've not been messing around, bar the, is that the radiator over there, up the front? Who knows at this point. What else have we got? G-force meter as well, really, really useful for a supermarket car park. This is your gear selector, very standard stuff, very boring. And you can actually choose the colour of the LEDs that go all the way around there. This will glow the whole lot. I think I've actually turned it off because it was kind of annoying. In the back, very cool place to sit. Absolutely loads of room, as you'd expect. I'm not even going to show you the boot. I could quite happily climb in there, and I could probably fit JE in there as well, so very, very nice. RS embossed seats here with this kind of quilted stitching as well. Again, something that I believe comes on the launch edition, but you potentially may have to spec these seats if you get the standard car. Again, could be wrong on that, who knows. Go and check out the configurator if you care that much. But all in all, I'd say the Vorsprung and launch editions are definitely worth the cash so far. Anyway, I'm going to pop a GoPro in and go for a drive. Right then, let's hit the road. Let's talk about this car. Let's talk about this. Now, the RS6 has been an icon for years and years and years. They used to shove a V10 in it, and now it is pretty much got the same engine as they've put in the Urus. It is a twin-turbo V8 unit. It absolutely shunts. I think 0 to 60 is about 3.5 seconds, which is more than enough for a car like this, quite obviously. And having driven it a little bit so far, I can confirm that this thing is bonkers fast. The mid-range and the grip is astronomical, and the way it turns around, the way it moves, it's extraordinarily agile. It does not feel like a big car at all. This is a car that Audi cannot get wrong. It is not a car that people are just going to shrug their shoulders and think, ah, they got that one wrong, but it's all right, a load of their other cars are good. This is a car they absolutely have to get right. This is a benchmark Audi car, and I'm pleased to confirm that, as far as I'm concerned, they've absolutely nailed it. They've knocked it out of the park. So a huge well done to Audi. Not that they need it or want it from me. To be honest with you, you've probably seen about 1 million videos of one of these already. They seem to have been handed out willy-nilly and been driven around all over the place. So there has probably been about 1 billion videos so far on this car. I want to say a massive thank you to my favourite Audi dealer, Whetstone Audi. If you're in the area, I'll leave actually all the links below to Whetstone Audi, but they're phenomenal guys. Many of you recognise them from my Q8 video, and I think I've borrowed something off them before actually. But anyway, huge thank you to them for that, and also an apology for not cleaning it. However, as I always say in my videos, I only ever detail my cars or I leave them dirty. There's no middle ground, there's no supermarket car park, men with sponges, there's none of that. So yeah, make sure you go and follow them on Instagram anyway. They've always got new stock and cool bits coming in, so go and check them out. And this car that I'm driving right now with I don't even know where, there's so many numbers on it, with very few miles on the clock anyway, it's certainly in the low hundreds. It's actually for sale right now, so you can jump the queue. You can get a launch edition in this very nice blue right now, instantly. The downside is that I have sat in it. I do apologise for that, but the upside is that if you went into a dealership now and tried to spec your own one, I believe the waiting list is about 1 year. So this is currently available as of the point this video goes out at Whetstone Audi, so do get in the pot. And as I say, that probably comes in, I would say, late 90s, thereabouts. Extraordinarily cool car. So yeah, drop me a DM if you go and buy it. Anyway, I want to know who's bought this thing, because I'll be extremely jealous. In terms of whether or not an RS6 would be for my garage, at this point in time, I don't have a kid, not yet. so probably not. Although I do have a dog, I've just got the Range Rover. I don't have any need for anything more sensible now. I'm all sensibled out for the time being with my Range Rover, despite the fact it is dire slow, that thing. Dire slow. Anyway, more on that another time. I would love to be in a position where I could spend 100 grand on an estate car that I needed, but at this point it would just be me spending 100 grand on an estate car, which is pretty pointless at this point in time, sadly. So no Rs6 from me yet, but when I pop out some annoying little sprogs, I probably will consider an Rs6. I don't think there's another choice, estate car wise. BMW stopped doing the M5 estate. E63S is a good shout, but I just think the Rs6 is an icon. So yeah, at some point in my garage in the future, an Rs6 will hit it. Anyway, enough about that. Time for some actual garage updates on my side. So it's been a busy time behind the scenes here. I am still working on the Carrera GT that I found. It's the same car that I mentioned in the video back with Dean all those many moons ago. It's still the same car. The thing is with these cars, effectively when you finance them, you have a lender, a bank, spending $500,000, actually more than that, a lot of money on a car. The bank is effectively buying it, right? Just in the same way that when you get a mortgage, the bank is effectively buying your house and you owe the bank money to live in it, kind of. I know you're going to argue with me that in the comments, but that's effectively the situation. So the bank wants to know that the asset that they're buying or they're putting money against or they're securing their loan is of proper title, you know, it is what it says it is. And especially with a car, something like a car that could have been cloned, crashed, converted, exported, exported, clocked, bad service history, forged service history, no service history, loads of different things like aftermarket parts in it, non-approved parts, non-approved work. The list goes on. It's such a risky thing for a lender to put money behind. When you go to buy a car that's $500,000, £600,000, whatever it is, plus it's about 15 years old, there is so much work that needs to go into it behind the scenes. It's not like something like the Pista, where you can get loaned against it very easily and very quickly because, you know, proof of title is very easy. The car is what, you know, it's all bog standard. It's a brand new car, easy peasy, bish bash bosh, off you go. When you get to a car like the Carrera GT, there's so many variables involved and there's so many dogs on the market and there's so many horror stories, and something like that with a carbon tub, one shunt, one crack, the whole thing can be rendered, you know, 100, 200 grand valued less. So the lender has to get everything absolutely correct. So that's the point we're actually at the moment. So I'm getting so many DMs asking about it, but we're still working through it all. Everything is tickety-boo, everything is fine, it's going well, and the deal should go through, and I'm very happy. The credit signed off, the funding signed off, that was signed off ages ago. Half the battle was kind of the affordability and sending over bank statements, income and all the kind of rest of it. That was done relatively quickly actually, that was all signed off, that's great. Nothing's going to make space for the Carrera GT. The Carrera GT will just be coming in addition to everything else, which is really a horrible sentence, but that's the reality. In time, probably fairly quickly, I will probably move some stuff on physically because I'm in central London, well, East London, and I don't have enough parking spaces. I now need 10, 11 parking spaces, and anyone around that part of the world will vouch for the fact that is an administrative nightmare in itself. So that's where we're at with the Carrera GT, and that's probably the most poignant thing you're all going to be asking me about and wondering in the comments and why it's not happened yet. And at the point at which I do the collection, because it's kind of a milestone for me and like a kind of holy grail car, and a car that I genuinely never thought I'd be getting. I mean, the Pista and whatever, they're kind of in a different league to me. The Carrera GT to me is kind of next level. I know that might sound stupid, and they're all obviously insane, but the Carrera GT to me is just something that, you know, I always thought they were going to soar past £1 million before I had the financial means to be able to do it. So feeling very lucky, still got everything crossed, and it still isn't guaranteed. There are still hurdles to cross, and nothing's guaranteed until I sign the papers and I drive away in the car. So don't hang your hats on it yet. I'm trying to hang mine on it, but I can't just yet. I'll only believe it when I'm in it. So that's where we are. That is where we are on the Carrera GT. On a more mundane note, my i3S goes tomorrow, which makes no difference to any of you lot because you don't know when I film this. I don't even know when I film this. I don't know what day it is or what time of day it is at the moment.
But the i3S is going tomorrow, so that probably won't feature on my channel again. I've had an amazing time with that car. Huge thank you to Vines BMW for sorting that out for me. It's just been a perfect tool car to drive to and from working and just whistle around doing admin, getting dog food for crisps. It's just a perfect town car, so absolutely love the i3S. And would I recommend one? Absolutely, definitely, yes, yes, yes. And I'm not paid to say that, I actually did like it. Other updates then, I'm being hounded on the 912. Where is my 912? Blah, blah, blah. As you may have seen on my Instagram the other day, it's got new floor pans now, and the front end has just been redone. There was a lot of filler, a lot of bodging. I think there was some chicken wire in there, but that's actually all been sorted out by the guys at 912 Revival Cars. So the 912 is looking shipshape, and we're about a week out from that arriving back on the channel, so amazing. I've forgotten the point I was going to make about the Carrera GT. I want to do a collection video somewhere like Silverstone in an iconic place and do a proper production reveal, a really nice video, just to kind of commemorate me kind of achieving a milestone. Purely for me, really. If you guys enjoy it, great, and I'm sure you will, but I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at that and put a really nice video together if that happens. Back to my Porsches then, my other ones. 912 coming back in a week, covered that. 996, that is also done, that's ready, that's at RPM Technic. I may well be going to the meet, I think on the 8th of March, with a load of 996s, so I may collect it there. I believe that Lee Sibbs chap from 911 magazine, Total 911, something 911, if you're into 911s you know who he is. He's arranging a meet on the 8th of March. I'm going to put that on the Roadster app as well. So fear not, I'm going to add that to the app very, very shortly. And if you've got a 996, then by all means do come along and say hello. I'll be collecting the 996 then. Go away. I don't even really know who I am, to be fair. Just going for a little loop. Why I've rushed this video out then, this car is actually due to be collected tomorrow. I've had it a couple of days. I've been filming on an airfield all day today. I was at work all day yesterday. Actually 2 hours before work, I was filming in a studio under embargo on one of the world's most famous car brands releasing a new model, and that's embargoed till about May. So I've signed an NDA, I can't talk about that, so that's all very annoying. But some very exciting stuff coming to the channel anyway. The plan then, if anything is going out, it'll be the 458 Spider, as I've said before. I've literally not even sat in that car for, I would say, about 2 months now. Terrible from me. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that car. I haven't driven the F12 in about 6 weeks either. I haven't driven the Pista in over a month either. The weather's just been diabolical. I've just been such a busy bee. I've not been able to do anything about it. I can't really see out the windscreen now. But the 458 Spider will probably be going. With the AMG GT coming in, it just doesn't make sense to keep it, despite the fact it's phenomenal. And down the line, if I condense down to 1 or 2 cars, it might be one of those cars I actually buy back. But that'll be arriving on a website very, very soon, and I'll send everyone the link to it. But if you do want first refusal before I list it online, do send me a sensible DM on Instagram, and you can have a first refusal, and hopefully we can sell it actually off market. That'd be nice and easy, and I'll do you a good price on that. I can sort you the finance as well, nice and cheap, because it's already funded, the asset's already known. Get you a good deal on that. Anyway, I think that's about it really. Thank you very much for watching. Huge thanks once again to Whetstone Audi for this trial of the RS6. Huge thanks to them. Good bunch, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Ciao for now. Bye! Before I love you and leave you then, I'm just going to jump back to a point I made at the start of this video. This video is brought to you with Squarespace. Now, this is off the back of being asked so much about websites, starting your own business, e-commerce, where to start, and all the rest of it. I would encourage you, if you want to start your own website, to check Squarespace out. It genuinely is brilliant for it. It's got everything you need in one place. It's got loads of different tools to help you sort out your website and start making some money. So one of these handy features is actually a workflow tool, so it enables you to actually backload a load of content and then time release it out, and it also helps you post it all over your socials and post to a blog within the website as well. So if you're like me and you don't have much time and you have like power hours, you can do a load of content and it'll time release it for you, so you don't have to manually remember or set alarm reminders to go and do it yourself. Very, very useful. The other powerful thing you can do with Squarespace as well, you can actually monitor your traffic and analyze that really, really well. You can monitor things like bounce rate, location of traffic, how long they're on the site for, where they're going on the site, and really, really kind of hone in on what's working and what's not, enabling you to get the best conversions and the best kind of retention on your site as well. Really, really useful stuff. Another thing that's very easy to set up on Squarespace is subscriptions. Now, many of you that are into e-commerce will realize that subscriptions are a really, really powerful tool for your business. You can build value super, super quick with recurring payments every single month, and Squarespace have got tools enabling you to set subscriptions up. And if, like me, you're not actually that creative, there are loads of design templates on there as well. So you can pick websites you like the look of, and then you can build your website off the back of that template. And there are loads and loads of templates available on the Squarespace website. You just scroll through, pick one, and off you go. It really is that simple. And whilst this wasn't an exhaustive list, I think the most important feature for me is email tools. Emailing is really, really important, and Squarespace have got built-in tools which enables you to put out really nice, really punchy email campaigns, and that's all integrated into the same thing. So if you're curious then and you do want to set up your own website, make sure you hit the link below right now and you'll get a free trial with Squarespace. Not only that, when you're ready to get going, you'll get 10% off as well. And that's only available with the specific little links below. Go and check them out, get in the pot, and as always, do keep me posted with what you create.